Hi Colin, this is the wheel with the free hub disassembled from it. As you can see, it looks sort of okay. Everything's twisting nicely in there. Doesn't look to be any problem. A little bit of rubbish there, don't know what that is. Doesn't look to be any problem. Yeah, see that? Everything's looking alright. That's axles twisting, turning freely. Same the other side, there's not much. I'll clean that up later before I put the end cap back on. And I'm using this grease, which is marine grade grease. My oil is not the oil you suggested because it's not available here, but this is German oil. It's Pressol, it's called Pressol. So I'm using that now. The end caps you talked about, the drive side end cap, the Teflon seal, I've had that off, and it's a little bit rough on the outside. You know, like sort of more like 600 grit sandpaper, just a little bit on the outside. I suppose that doesn't really matter. It's this face here that's important, isn't it? That sort of seems okay. I've lubricated it with the oil. Whoops. Lubricated it. Seems okay. This inside seal, I took that out, lubricated that. It had a tiny sliver of black material. I'm not sure if it was foreign material or whether it was actually a slight tear on the seal, but my eyes are pretty rubbish, but I cannot see any damage to that seal. I've actually had it out and looked at it. I can't see any damage. So that, you know, I've sort of lubricated that. You said to take it off and then reassemble and test. Take off the Teflon seal, reassemble and test the bike. But that would mean then that grit and you know, rubbish could get in without that seal there. So I'm not quite sure what you meant by that. I've put it back anyway, and I'll test it with it back in situ. The free hub, I've cleaned off the orange seal as you suggested, 6 drops of oil. I've actually taken these pulls out, cleaned them all up, just wiped away the black grease. They all seem to be, as you can see, they're moving freely. Nothing seems to be grabbing there or sticking or anything. There's nothing much wrong there. It looks in mint condition. So I'm gonna reassemble it. The last thing you wanted me to do was take this bearing out. I haven't done that because I'm not quite sure what you meant by the spacer might be undersized. In terms of its length, it's fitting flush against the faces of each bearing. There's no movement fore and aft. Well, if there is, it's 1/100th of a millimetre. There's movement like this, as you can see, but that is normal, I believe. I'm not sure if that's what you meant by undersized, but you know, it mounts the axle fine. It goes over the axle, no problem, and it's free. I've tried the bearings, and when I spin the bearing, it's not rubbing on the spacer. Spacer is not moving while the bearing is. Same this side. It spins really freely, as you can see. No problem at all there. It's as smooth as. So I'm going to reassemble it, and at the end caps, when I put the end caps on, which one is it? That one. When I put the end cap on, I'll use this grease as suggested on the video to run a seal around, and then they say, you know, it says this Teflon seal and the marine grease will keep out the moisture. Alright, we'll give it a burst. If there's anything that you can see that I need to do, please let me know. Thanks.